What up guys, Fojo here, and today I'm coming to you with a Sons of the Forest video. This video will be going over all the different methods of acquiring logs and duplicating them as well, and all the different methods that have showed up on the internet. Whether they work, do they work on single player, multiplayer, or are there other reasons they do not work or do work? Going over all of them and seeing how they do. Now, the first method we're going to jump right into is the simplest method. It is where you place a log down flat and then you place a stick up underneath the front part of the log, and then you simply walk up next to it and push it over to the side, and it will produce a second log where the other one was. So then you have two logs instead of one. You can repeat the process as many times as you need, and this seems to work across single player, multiplayer. No matter who you are, you can get this to work. The next method we're going to try is the method where you place 5 logs in a row. You have to chop off the top part of the log on each of these to make them 3 lengths high instead of 4. So then you place all of these in a line and then go to the end of the line and try placing a regular sized log, and it will produce another log, and you can do this as many times as you want as well. And now this only works if you are on multiplayer. You will not work if you are on single player or are the host of the game. It will not work for you. Being host seems to block most of these methods as far as to where being part of the game. In multiplayer you can do whatever you want and seem to be able to multiply all these logs in pretty much any way you can. So make sure if you are on multiplayer to have someone else do it if you're hosting, or use a different method if you are unable to do it. And now the next method is going to be one that you place a blueprint of a house and you pull from the blueprint instead of placing anything. So you back up from the wall of the blueprint until you cannot read any of the items that you need to place into it, and then you search along the edge spamming the pull button from the logs. Eventually you will be able to pull it away and get logs for free. Now this one is by far the fastest way to get logs, so if you want to just sit here and spam the button, you can as many times as you want. It's very simple, very easy to do. It requires nothing. You can start this without chopping a single tree. All the other methods will require you to chop a tree down and use the resources that you've gathered. So this method only works on single player from what I've found. I could have been missing the spot on multiplayer, but it seems as though on multiplayer it does not work. So if you're on single player, this is a good way to go and get logs, an easy way for you to do it. Another final method is placing down logs in a long line, and pretty much anything you do to these logs can make it to where you can duplicate them. Whether you put spikes on the top of them or if they are different lengths, just place a few logs next to each other and you can duplicate logs next to it. It seems as though the logs are pretty well glitched if you place them upright instead of flat on the ground. So it's a very easy way to get logs that way as well. And now there are a lot of ways to duplicate logs. There's a lot of glitches in the game right now, but it's early access. There's a lot of things in the game that need to be messed with and changed still. And now also at the end of this I want to say that the game is easy enough that you do not have to duplicate logs. It's very simple to just chop down trees and get them that way, especially getting better tools as you go. You chop down trees super fast, and the easiest way to do all of this is to chop down trees and let them fall into a river and build a dam at the end, and it all flows down to the dam, and you have a ton of logs in the place where you need them. Now, you can also put a zip line to a building and make a storage facility where you dump all of your logs through there, and it's super easy that way as well. So there are a ton of ways to do this that are legit and you don't have to duplicate these. But if you're looking to just build something or have fun messing around and testing things out that you don't want to worry about going and gathering a ton of logs, this is great and it's a fun way to do it, and you don't have to bother with going out and doing all that. So if you are just building something or having fun testing out different ways to construct things, this is a great way to do that and not worry about having to go out and gather a bunch of stuff. But like I said, it's a lot of fun to play the game anyways, and chopping the logs doesn't take that much time and is easy enough to do. So duplicating is not necessary. It's just easy if you want to utilize it to construct something very difficult or that takes a ton of materials, then by all means go for it. But otherwise, the game is a ton of fun. I've had a lot of fun with it so far. And if you haven't tried it out yet, go for it. Grab your buddies and go start a server and see what you think. But if you guys could like the video, subscribe to the channel, I would truly appreciate that. As well as hit that bell to let you know when new videos come out. But we'll have more videos out soon. I hope to see you there.